ex got revenge on me in the worst way possible, and I have no way to clear my name. Last year, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend of 8 years, Annie, with a colleague, Jess, who I now have a 3-week-old son with. I have no excuse. It cost me my job and the majority of my friendships, along with the love of a good woman. I deserved it all, and I have never expected any sympathy for my actions. Annie delivered my stuff to my parents' house before I even knew she knew about the cheating. She didn't even confront me. She just cut me out of her life without a word. I messaged everyone we knew, begging them to ask her to talk to me. And I sent hundreds of messages telling her how much I regretted everything and wanted her back. I never got a response. Jess saw the messages, and it obviously caused issues between us in the beginning. But she fell pregnant quickly, so we moved past it for the sake of our family together, which we both wanted. I am 100% committed to the relationship and haven't even looked at another woman since things settled down. In the final stretch of Jess's pregnancy, about a month ago, I saw Annie in a shop for the first time since the breakup. She was pretty cold towards me, but said that a few months ago, she found a keychain my granddad got me when I was very young. It's not valuable, but she knows it means a lot to me, and she said I could come collect it the following Saturday morning. I explained that was 6 days after Jess was due to give birth, so I'd probably need to be home, but she just said I could either get it on Saturday or it was going in the bin, so I agreed to a time to go over to her place. My son was born a few days late, but he's perfectly healthy and wonderful. So he was less than 24 hours old on the Saturday that I needed to collect the keychain. I planned to pop in on the way to the hospital, but when I got to my old house, Annie invited me in to talk about how things ended between us. I thought we had a good conversation and that both of us walked away with closure. She let me apologize for the way I treated her, wished me the best with my new family, and hugged me as I left. I admit I held on tightly for the hug, but it was purely because of the relief, not lingering feelings. I spent less than an hour at her house, then headed to the hospital. I didn't tell Jess about any of this because I know she still feels insecure about Annie, and I didn't want to add fuel to it. When I arrived at the hospital after seeing Annie, Jess had revoked my access, and the ward manager wouldn't tell me why. I ended up being removed by a security guard because I was denied seeing my son for the second time ever, and I didn't respond well to being blindsided. I tried calling Jess and her mom over and over, and the only response I got was a screen recording of a message from Annie. It was doorbell footage of me walking through the door at 9:30, then back out just after 10:15. And the hug is only partly caught, so it does look like we could have been kissing. The message Annie sent with it said, quote, "Did he even shower and change his clothes between fucking me and holding his son? Congratulations on being stuck with him for the next 18 years. I hope it's everything you dreamed of."
Oh, this is diabolical.
No one believes this is a setup at all. It's something I never would have expected from Annie, and no one else would either. So they're completely rejecting the idea that this is a lie. I sent her a message asking why she did this, assuming that I would still be blocked. Her response was that she wasn't going to let me play innocent and that I may have deleted all of our messages over the past few months, but she hasn't. Obviously, there are no messages, but she blocked me again straight after, so I have nothing at all to exonerate myself with.
Oh my. Wow.
She waited in silence for almost a year, then took the most cruel and vindictive revenge she possibly could. I have met my son once, minutes after he was born, and now Jess is refusing any contact with me and won't let me see him. Court will take months, and my heart hurts every minute of every day. I know what I did to Annie was horrible, but I don't deserve this. I have no one to talk to about it because not even my own mother believes me. Her only question was why I ruined my life with a baby when Annie was willing to reconcile. And that's about the most supportive thing she said to me since I was dumped. The few friends who stuck with me are assuming the worst too. And it's killing me that not a single person I know sees this for what it is. Everything is ruined.
Wow. This is absolutely wild. I don't know. I'm sure she was going through a lot.
She went nuclear.
Yeah, she went nuclear.
Am I the asshole for banning my sister-in-law and her kids from my house? I, 39 female, have a grand piano that's been in my family for generations. It was originally my great-grandmother's, passed down to my grandmother, then my mother, and now me. It's a Steinway grand piano worth more than I care to say, but its value is more sentimental than monetary. It's been lovingly cared for and holds countless memories of family gatherings, holidays, and music lessons. I've always treated it as more than a piece of furniture. It's a part of our family history. Last weekend, I hosted a family gathering, and my sister-in-law, Laura, 29 female, came with her 2 kids, 6 male and 4 female. Her kids are a handful, to put it mildly. I made it clear when they arrived that the piano was strictly off limits. I even put up a sign that says, "Do not touch." You're absolutely not the asshole. You're not the asshole, because from the way that you started, I know for a fact those kids gonna go in that room messing with that fucking piano and she not gonna do nothing about it. You're not the asshole. At some point during the party, I noticed her youngest running her hands over the keys while Laura just laughed. I told her that it wasn't a toy, and she said, "Oh, it's fine, they're just curious," but pulled him away. I thought that was going to be the end of it. Later, I walked into the living room and nearly had a heart attack. Her older son was standing on the top of the piano while Laura stood nearby, taking pictures like it was cute. Absolutely not. No, y'all gotta go. Not now, but right the fuck now. Because not only do you not give a fuck about my motherfucking piano, you don't give a fuck about the safety of your child. Because if your child falls down and crack their head open, it's not gonna be my fucking fault. Get out. Y'all gotta leave yesterday. I yelled at them to stop immediately. But by the time the kid got down, the damage was done. There were deep scratches all over the lid and top of the piano. I was furious. I told Laura that she needed to leave, and she got defensive, saying that I was being dramatic and it's just a piano. She refused to apologize and even accused me of being uptight for caring so much about an old piece of wood. Bitch, get out. Get the fuck out of my house before I put you the fuck out of my house. That night, I texted Laura to let her know that she and her kids were no longer welcome in my house. She responded by calling me petty and claimed that I was punishing her kids for being kids. Wrong. Wrong. I am punishing you for not taking care of your fucking kids in someone else's fucking house. I am punishing you because, bitch, you had one rule. One motherfucking rule, and that was to not mess with my motherfucking piano, and you could not do it. You couldn't fucking do it. That's why you guys are not allowed in my house anymore. Some family members are on my side, saying that Laura was reckless and disrespectful. Others think that I'm overreacting and being too harsh, saying that it's just a piano and I shouldn't ban family over it. To me, this isn't just a piano. It's part of my family's history that she let her kids ruin while she stood there laughing. Am I the asshole for banning her after this? Hell no. Absolutely not. You're not the asshole. I looked it up. Steinway grand pianos cost over $100,000. This one is old as fuck. It has gone through, 3 generations? This piano is worth so much fucking money, and OP's family are telling her that she's being too harsh because it's just a fucking piano. This is something that has been passed down. It is literally a family heirloom. A family fucking heirloom, and they could care less about it. Absolutely not, babe. You're not wrong for telling your sister and her kids that they are no longer welcome in your house. They had one fucking rule. One rule. Leave the goddamn piano alone. Leave the piano alone. And that was the one thing that she seemed to be hell-bent on letting her kids fucking play with. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not.
I think I found out my husband doesn't love me.
Okay.
My 40 female husband, 42 male, of 20 years is going through a typical midlife crisis. He's told me that he is unhappy in our relationship, even though up until recently everything was good, no complaints. He has a long list of things he's unhappy about in our relationship. Mostly typical midlife things, not enough sex, not enough spontaneity, etc. I asked him if all this was true, why does he stay? Why does he even want to be with me?
I really want to say baller. I think
It's
that's
so
so
baller.
that's amazing. Actually, yeah. Call it out.
And the only things he could list were things I've done for him. Moving for his job a bunch of times, quitting my college to move by his family, being a stay-at-home mom for 18 years.
Like not even saying fucking personality, nothing like that.
Keeping everything running smoothly and peacefully at home. I told him those are not me, not personality traits, but things I have done for him.
Yeah.
He still couldn't come up with anything he likes about me that wasn't directly tied to an increase in his quality of life. Is it that hard to say, you're smart and interesting and I like spending time with you?
It's not that difficult to say at all.
Now I just feel like I've been a utility in his life. Has anyone been through this? Where do I go from here When I tried explaining why that was hurtful, he didn't get it. Okay, sorry.
No, it's
Whoa.
fucking crazy.
He basically said, aren't you happy that I appreciate those things? And now I'm wondering if I am asking too much. Maybe I should be happy that he appreciates the sacrifices I've made for our family.
No, that's crazy. I feel like, okay, even if it was like quote unquote acceptable to say that, no Riz. There's not a good thing
There's
there.
no Riz?
No
You
fucking
said?
Riz. Yeah,
No
there's no
Riz.
Riz. Because like you're fucking.
That is true.
You're just
He
saying
could have
shit.
just lied, honestly.
You're not
too.
a fucking. You're not doing a performance review right now. We're not doing
No.
a fucking. Why are you treating me like a fucking worker? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.